I waited. The Right Honourable Grelkut Katjan, the current chairbean of the Council's Admission Committee, lounged behind the vast desk. He fixed me with his secondary eyes, as he slowly read and reread the formal hard copy. Finally, he placed the folder on his desk, before looking at me with his primary eyes. Explain to me again why the Terran Federation is sponsoring yet another new race to the Galactic Council. I kept his gaze. It was a game, I knew. The formal reasons were all laid out in the paperwork. So what he was looking for was the less formal reasons. Well, we feel the Hons are quite ready for joining the greater galactic brotherhood of sentient species to take their place among... I hesitated. Grelkut hadn't moved a single whisker as I spoke. I sighed and shrugged. You're not buying it, are you? Grelkut shook his head, slowly. A human gesture which, my sources told me, were all the rage among up-and-coming Xenos these days. Not really. So what is the real reason? I relaxed slightly. Clearly this was the informal part of the process. Get them off our back, I said casually. We figured that if we introduced them to other sentient species, they might latch onto us somewhat less. Grelkut picked up a second folder, fiddling with it as he spoke slowly. We see. And why has the Hons latched onto humanity, you said? I didn't say. They like us. A lot. Grelkut nodded. Another human gesture that was all the rage these days. As he scanned the folder he had picked up with a secondary set of eyes. Last anyone did any research of them, they were a fairly normal pre-industrial, pre-contact civilization. We, accidentally uplifted them. Grelkut looked down with his primary eyes too, seemingly engrossed in the content of the folder. Accidentally uplifted? And, unintentionally caused a religious upheaval, with the rise of a new dominant belief system, which, completely by coincidence, I swear, seems to revere bipedal humanoids. Another slow nod. And how did you accidentally and unintentionally do all that? I had hoped Grelkut would just take his bribe and rubber stamp the application like he had before. Nothing to do except seek refuge in the truth of the matter. One of our scout ships crashed on their planet. Not being able to reach Terra Command on the hyperwave, the crew, sort of instigated an industrial revolution to bring the Hons' tech base up to the point where repairs could be effected. Grelkut was still fiddling with the folder, still not looking at me. And the religion thing? The Hons' major religions focused on traditions and reverence of the past. Kind of in the way when you need the locals to get nanocircuit design, space-capable manufacture and antimatter fabrication going quickly. He put the folder down, reaching for the formal hard copy of the Hons' application. It's the second time this megacycle, isn't it? I'm sorry? It's the second species that humanity have accidentally and unintentionally uplifted this megacycle, isn't it? The second. Yes, the second. That's right. Just 2, not 42. Could happen to anyone, really. Grelkut shook his shaggy head again, as he reached a manipulated limb out, and grabbed the formal stamp off the edge of his desk, neatly placing a green stamp on the front of the folder.